And I think a lot of time we hear in motivational videos that you are wasting one third of your life sleeping,
Yeah.
etc. One third of your life is wasted sleeping. Actually, it's not wasted because it's the very fundamental physical requirement that
Hmm.
our body and brain needs to recharge.
Okay.
Yes, and in the long run, it can again physical body may good sleep can reduce your risk of certain chronic diseases like diabetes or blood pressure or hypertension or mental health wise depression and anxiety can also be reduced the risk if your sleep is good.
Okay.
So yeah, that is why sleep is extremely important to enjoy the life. And I think a lot of time we hear in motivational videos that you are wasting one third of your life sleeping,
Yeah.
etc. One third of your life is wasted sleeping. Actually, it's not wasted because it's the very fundamental physical requirement that our body and brain needs to recharge. And so let me classify it a bit more that a young infant, maybe who is less than 5 years old, they need almost 10, 12, 14 hours of sleep because the body is developing, the brain is developing, making new neural connections. So sleep is extremely important for that growth. Although we do not need those many hours of sleep, even fewer would do, but 7 to 9 hours is average, which we need so that our brain can recharge. The muscles and tissues in our body can, in a way, refresh themselves for the next day. But if we do not do that, we'll have short-term impacts on the next day. But if we do not do that over many days, then we are like putting ourselves into chronic diseases physically and mentally.
It's like we're trying to use a phone without charging it at 1% battery. Yeah.
And again, it will harm, it will die, it won't be able to cope after a while.
Yeah. And I've also heard that even when you're going to gym, you're training your muscles, the actual repairing and the building of muscles happens while you're sleeping. And the same is true when we're studying something. Like all the different facts that we gather during the day when we're studying some content, those neural connections are made during our sleep. So when you wake up the next day, you can come up with solutions to the problems you might be studying.
Yes, absolutely. And even a lot of people, and I think again in hostels and especially IIT like places, people, if you have an exam at 9, you would like stay awake the whole night trying to get as much as possible, thinking that will get you more marks. But it doesn't, because your brain is not in a good position to perform well in the exam. So you might not realize, but it is actually negatively impacting your exam. Like you are trying to give an exam with a brain who is in a very sort of dead state. How can you expect? You might think that okay, I've read that also, but you have not consolidated, and consolidation happens in sleep.
Correct. Since you've raised the point of hostels, I'll ask you this dilemma question that I have, or maybe some other people also have in hostels. Like these late night conversations or fun that we have with friends, this is like quite priceless. And people say that this is the last time you're doing this. After that, when you're out of college, you can build your sleep schedule anything you want to, because anyways you'll be going to office, you'll be working, you will have to wake up on time. So for these 4 years, like you can, just let go and go with the flow and enjoy the time that you have, because it's kind of valuable. So like how to solve this dilemma, this question actually.
So definitely it's like very conflicting that we want to have fun also, we have to study also, plus we want to have a good state of body and mind also. So something needs to be compromised. So either you compromise on your sleep, then your body and mind will be affected, or you compromise on your fun, or you compromise on your morning classes. You miss those classes. But
I don't think people mind that.
Yeah, but if you are getting whatever your requirement is, 7 to 9, whatever is the requirement, if you are getting that much sleep, then your body and mind are getting what it needs. So suppose you sleep late, then you wake up late.
Yeah.
So then your classes might get compromised, but your body and mind will be in a good state.
Okay.
Although again, that is also a difficult choice to make.
Yeah,
All the
definitely.
teachers might say, no, this you must compromise on the fun part, but not on the class.
Yeah, and that is also one thing. If I feel if I make a choice to go to bed early, wake up early, and make a at definite times, then the all the other people, like my friends, they are awake at the night time. They are having fun, so I feel like I'm not able to connect to
Hmm.
people more. I'm missing out. Like those kinds of things happen.
True.
But
For example, currently I'm working, but
yeah.
I know that I'm most productive during the night hours. So I
Yeah.
sleep very late, but which leads to I wake up also very late. So I'm getting that
Hmm.
quota of sleep that I need.
Okay.
So even if there are some people who are more productive during the night hours, there's nothing wrong with that. But then make sure you wake up also late and you figure out your life accordingly.
Hmm.
But
Correct.
quantity of sleep and quality of sleep you must get what
Hmm.
the body and mind needs. Otherwise, it is bound to deteriorate.
Correct. So I think now we can move on to the actual action steps or how should we maintain a good sleep hygiene. And maybe you can walk us through the steps that you follow in your personal life as well.
Sure. And again, I'll ask the audience if possible, grab a pen and paper or maybe some note-taking app in the mobile. I'll just mention them step by step, and you can see what mix works well for you. I'll try to mention everything about sleep hygiene step by step. People can make a good mix of those activities for them. So first part is having a fixed schedule. Again, someone might sleep at 10 p.m., someone might sleep at 1 a.m. Whatever it suits your work or studying schedule, but making sure it's fixed. That okay, if I sleep at 10 p.m., then I'll go to my bed at 10 p.m. And even more important is to fix the waking up time. Suppose you go to your bed at 10 p.m. Uh, but you are not able to sleep. You, let's say, took 2 hours to sleep, fall asleep. But at least fix the waking up hour. That no matter what, even if I haven't slept well, I have to wake up at this time so that it doesn't become a loop. Otherwise, what usually happens with people is that they will sleep late, then they will wake up late. The next night, they will again won't feel sleepy at the time that they have decided. Then again, it becomes a cycle. And hence, and especially in COVID, I talked to a lot of people whose sleep schedule just got messed up because most people were working from home or taking online classes. Uh, it just keep on getting like pushed to an extreme, and then now they have no control. So at least fixing the waking up hour is very important, even if you can't sleep. Let's say fall asleep, because falling asleep is not fully in our control, conscious control. You can go to bed at fixed time, but sleep will come at its own pace. But waking up is in our control. That must be fixed.
Okay.
Next is again just a small thing which we discussed already, that prioritize your sleep, because if you sleep well, your body and mind will be in a good state. You can enjoy your life more during the daytime. You can be more productive during your working or studying hours. Next is make even if you plan to shift your sleep schedule. Let's say today I sleep at 2 a.m. I want to sleep at, let's say, 11 p.m. So don't make a sudden transition, because your body and mind won't adapt to it. You will fail. You're bound to fail. Make small changes by, let's say, 15 minutes or half an hour. Slowly shift it. For a few days, shift it to 1:30 a.m. Then slowly for a few days, shift it to 1 a.m. and so on. Next is again what you mentioned earlier, not to overdo naps. Some people think by taking naps in the afternoon, some people even take multiple naps, some people take longer naps like 1 or 2 hours. Those are not good because then again it will mess up your body, won't be ready for sleep when the time would actually come.
Yeah,
At
that
night,
happens
you
all the
won't feel
time.
sleep. So even if someone has to take naps, take it towards the maximum before 4 p.m., not in the evening. And keep the duration also 15-20 minutes. That is healthy.
Okay.